Valorant's upcoming skin bundle is called Ayakashi, and it has the community divided, so let's break it all down. I'll show you the new animations on the Ghost and Knife in a moment, but first the gun everyone cares about, the Phantom. I immediately love the model and how the metallic trim looks with the sharp edges, then the flame decal complements that really well too, and overall I think this design comes together incredibly. The only thing I'm not that happy about is how the flames coming off the gun look a little 2D in game, but it is what it is. There's definitely a comparison to be made here between the Ayakashi Phantom and Nocturnum Phantom, since not only do they have similar ghostly or spirit-based themes, but they even share the same equip animation. Then the reload animations are also similar, but I especially love how this Phantom becomes completely engulfed in those shadowy flames, and it just sounds amazing too. Speaking of the sound design, that's definitely one of the standout elements of this collection. In everything from the finisher to the guns to the knife, Ayakashi is even going to have a unique 6K sound, which I'll play shortly. Before that though, as far as the rest of the Phantom audio goes, the equip animation is in two parts, where you hear this menacing, almost growl from the fox initially, and then the chimes of the skin itself. Each individual shot of this gun will play a different note too. And finally, for the inspect animation, the movement itself is simple, but the skin glows and the flames become a highlight as another musical piece plays. Now for that 6K sound I mentioned, and Ayakashi is actually only the second skin line ever to have a unique 6K sound. For some reason I was under the impression that it had multiple, but no, apparently this is the second ever, so here's the build up to an ace with the 6K afterwards. That unique 6K audio might almost justify the insane price. Before that though, let's hone in on the variants and finisher. The finisher might not be the craziest we've ever seen, but I do love the way it changes the whole environment around it, and the moon is a nice touch. Again, those smoky animations on the tail and coming out of the fox mask are so satisfying to look at, similar to the flames on the weapon. Of course, this finisher will also change to match whichever variant you have equipped, and on that note, let me know which of these 4 variants is your favorite in the comments. I was initially a little bit disappointed that there were 2 reddish variants that seemed pretty similar to each other, but having said that, I honestly prefer them both over the other 2, so I'd say that's enough justification for them being here. Now I know you're all looking forward to the knife, but ahead of that, we need to talk about the only other gun in this bundle, because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is a unique equip animation for the Ghost. Then of course, the Ghost will also have the same musical notes on the shooting, and the inspect animation has a flashy little spin as well. I'm not too crazy about the Ghost, even though it's definitely a well-made skin. The knife though is where things get interesting. One really cool thing about the level 1 tier of the Kogatsune is that because it is a completely unique type of knife in Valorant, it actually immediately has all of the animations even without upgrading it. So if you don't want the music or flashy flames, you can actually opt out for a simple dual wield blade at level 1 in that case. If you do choose to upgrade though, you will not only be met with more music on the inspect, but even a little on the swinging animations too. Finally, that brings us to the price of the Ayakashi skin bundle, which is actually what's turning a lot of people off. According to leakers, it is going to cost 7,160 Valorant points for just 2 guns and a knife. Unfortunately, this is another example of Valorant's pricing system at its worst. For comparison, we've seen other bundles with only 3 skins in the past, and they are always significantly worse value compared to your average bundle. Let's take a look at Zero Fang and Reaver as an example. The difference between the 2 bundles is less than 800 Valorant points, however with Reaver you get 2 more guns. It's a similar case for the higher tier skins as well, and Singularity is a good example of that. Even in the exact same collection, a 2000 Valorant point difference gets you 2 more guns, so not quite as offensive as the premium tier example, but it's still clearly worse value when there are 3 guns to offer. So keeping those 2 examples in mind, let's compare the speculated prices of Ayakashi to Kuronami, because to me this definitely feels like a Kuronami case where the skins are so good that they will probably be upcharged. Konami comes in at 9,500 Valorant points for the whole bundle, while again, Ayakashi is allegedly 7,160 Valorant points, which at this point feels like an outright ripoff. As cool as the knife is, since the bundle is of worse value than normal, I think a lot of people will end up skipping out on it. A more realistic option, as crazy as to say, is to only get the Phantom, which we can assume will cost 2,375 Valorant points. It is impossible to know the final price of Valorant skins before they actually release into the store though, so I will update the pinned comment with the confirmed prices when these skins do drop. Based on the in-game store, that should actually be in like 6 hours after I upload this video, which is a day earlier than normal. Personally, I still think if you're a Phantom player, this skin is a cop. This take could age badly and it's very soon to say, but I honestly think this is one of the best Phantom skins in the game. The knife is cool as well, but the price is just harder to stomach than normal. With all that in mind, let me know if you're planning on buying anything from the Ayakashi skin bundle.